Have you ever woken up from a nightmare, your heart racing, your body drenched in sweat, feeling like you just escaped something truly dangerous? What if nightmares aren't just random fragments of fear, but a built-in survival tool crafted by evolution to protect you? It sounds insane, but it might just change the way you think about sleep forever. Because nightmares might not be flaws in your brain. They might be one of nature's oldest defense mechanisms, running silently each night. Nightmares are intense, emotionally charged dreams that often involve fear, danger, or distress. They can trigger real physical responses, a racing pulse, shallow breathing, even full body tension. They mostly occur during REM sleep, the phase when your brain is highly active and your most vivid dreams happen. REM stands for rapid eye movement, and that's exactly what your body does while your brain dives into its most cinematic experiences. What's strange is how common nightmares are. Children have them, adults have them. Even people in totally different cultures report similar types of fear-based dreams: being chased, falling, being trapped. It's as if the content of nightmares is hardwired, not random, but evolutionary. So why would nature allow something that makes us feel terrible, night after night? What if nightmares were never meant to be pleasant? What if they were meant to prepare you? Ancient societies often believed nightmares were warnings from the gods or messages from beyond. But modern science is offering a new and possibly scarier answer. Nightmares may be the mind's rehearsal space, not for fantasies, but for danger. A theory known as threat simulation theory, proposed by Finnish cognitive scientist Antti Revonsuo, suggests that nightmares aren't accidents. Their evolutionary simulations are brain's version of survival training. Imagine living 100,000 years ago. Your biggest threats weren't deadlines or traffic jams, they were predators, starvation, and violence from other humans. In that world, those who could mentally rehearse threats in their sleep had an edge. If you dreamed about being chased by a predator, your mind might run through dozens of reactions: which way to run, where to hide, how to fight back without ever being in danger. Then, when a real threat came, your reactions would be faster. Your brain had already practiced. It's the original fight or flight simulator built into your biology. Recent studies using brain scans have confirmed that nightmare-related brain activity overlaps with the same areas activated during real-life fear, proving the emotional realism is not imagined, but neurologically grounded. Revonsuo's research found that nightmares often include realistic danger scenarios, especially among people who live in dangerous environments. In war zones, for example, nightmares tend to feature physical threats, gunfire, running, chaos. Nightmares also show signs of adaptive flexibility. People with different life experiences often dream of threats relevant to their real environments. An office worker might dream of humiliation in public, while a soldier dreams of combat, both triggering similar fear circuits. And perhaps the most incredible part? Nightmares not only mimic fear, they encode it. The more emotional a dream, the more deeply your brain stores it in memory, turning it into a mental reference point for the future. That means nightmares could be more than protective, they could be instructive. So what exactly happens in the brain when a nightmare unfolds? Two key areas take control. The amygdala, which handles fear and emotional reactions, and the prefrontal cortex, which governs logic, reasoning, and self-control. During a nightmare, the amygdala becomes highly active, triggering a full emotional response while the prefrontal cortex largely shuts down. This is why nightmares feel so intense, so unfiltered, and often completely irrational. It's not your logical brain in control. It's your ancient survival system firing on all cylinders. And here's something even more fascinating. These dream-induced stress responses mirror real-life ones. Your heartbeat increases. Your body may sweat. Your breathing changes just like it would if you were running from danger. The brain's hippocampus, which handles long-term memory, may also engage during nightmares, helping store the experience for future use. That's why some nightmares stay with you for years. They aren't just memories, they're mental drills your brain doesn't want to forget. If you've ever had recurrent nightmares, it might be your mind retrying a scenario, testing new outcomes, changing variables, refining your instinctive reactions. Some neuroscientists argue that these loops may work like biological software updates, where each nightmare is a slightly new version of the same threat model. And even the timing matters. Nightmares often occur in late-stage REM cycles, when the brain is more emotionally reactive and likely to encode memories deeply, almost as if the brain waits until it's most receptive. It's brutal, but maybe it's brilliant. People who experience frequent nightmares sometimes show faster reaction times under stress. Their brains are more accustomed to panic, chaos, and emotional intensity. In therapy, some psychologists use dreams as a tool, helping people explore repressed fears or traumas. Through dream recall and interpretation, lucid dreamers, who can become conscious during their dreams, have even been trained to confront their nightmares head-on by changing the dream or challenging the threat. This technique has been used to treat people with chronic PTSD, anxiety, and insomnia. And the benefits go further. Nightmares may help us regulate emotions after trauma, build resilience to fear, improve decision-making under pressure, prepare for rare, high-stress events. Some studies even suggest that dream deprivation, not dreaming at all, can lead to emotional blunting or impaired threat assessment during waking life. There's also evidence that dream-rich individuals, people who recall dreams frequently, show higher creativity, empathy, and pattern recognition. What's more, nightmare-prone individuals sometimes show increased emotional literacy, the ability to name and understand complex feelings, possibly because they've rehearsed them so vividly. In other words, having nightmares might mean your brain is working exactly the way it should. Unpleasant? Absolutely. Pointless? Not at all. But like any tool, nightmares can sometimes break the system they were meant to serve. While many people experience occasional bad dreams, others are haunted nightly with scenes so disturbing and intense that they affect their waking lives. This is especially common in individuals with PTSD, where nightmares replay traumatic memories with horrifying accuracy. Instead of training for danger, these people relive it. Studies have shown that chronic nightmares can lead to sleep deprivation, increased anxiety and depression, impaired cognitive function, even elevated risk for suicide in severe cases. In these situations, the brain's survival system isn't helping, it's misfiring. And that's the dark side of evolution. A mechanism that once protected early humans might not be fully compatible with modern life. After all, a nightmare about being hunted made sense in the jungle. But what about a nightmare that traps someone in endless loops of emotional pain long after the real threat is gone? Some researchers suggest that when the brain's fear response system becomes overactive, it stops preparing and starts damaging, which leaves us with a haunting question. Are nightmares a gift from nature or a glitch in the system? Maybe they're both. And if something as ancient as fear can evolve into both strength and suffering, what else inside us walks that same line? So the next time you jolt awake from a nightmare, sweating and shaken, don't dismiss it as meaningless. Ask yourself, was that just fear? Or was it your brain putting you through a test? A system built over millions of years, still running silently while you sleep, might have just given you a warning, a weapon, or a wound. Nightmares might be one of evolution's strangest gifts, but they may also be one of its deepest paradoxes. Subscribe to Vital Oddities for more mind-bending facts about your body and brain. New videos every Saturday, because your biology is stranger than fiction.